Okay, so this is going to be a little unrelated, but I felt like it's really good to review. If you're in my Monday, Wednesday class, you will probably see this on Wednesday. If you're in my Tuesday, Thursday class, you'll see this on Thursday. But we won't see it in the very beginning. But this is just leading up to what's to come. So the first thing that I just kind of want to ask is this question. So, how many ways can five people sit in five chairs if they all must be seated? Okay, so why don't you try this out? You can pause the video and try it out. If you don't want to try it out and you just want to know what the answer is, you can go ahead and just do it with me right now. So how many ways can five people sit if in five chairs if they all must be seated? Well, notice that I have five chairs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So let's say that's a chair. Now, I have five people, okay, ready to be seated. So here's one, my first one. Here's my other one. Here's my other one. My other one. And my other one. Okay, he's kind of doing the splits, I think. Okay, let's see. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so how many ways can five people sit in the five chairs if they all must be seated? Okay, well, this person can sit here. Okay. Or this person can sit there, or this one, or this one, or this one. So there's five different ways that the first one can be seated in the first chair. Now, once that person is seated, what I'm left with is now four people. I'm left with four people. Now, in how many ways can these four people be seated? Well, there's four different ways. Okay? So, but now one of them is now done. So now there's three people left. Okay, and how many ways can these people be seated? Well, three different ways. Okay, and then so on and so forth. So hopefully you kind of see the pattern. That now we have two people, right? Now this is two, and now this is the only one way, so one. Okay, now because we want how many ways do they all have to be seated? Well, the first one, there's five ways, and then there's four ways, then there's three ways, and there's two ways, and there's one way. Well, all of these are being multiplied. Okay. So it's 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. And if we think about what that is, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, that is equal to 120, which is 120 ways. So there are 120 ways in which I can seat five people in five different chairs. Now, whenever we have something that looks like this, 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1, this is what we call a factorial. Okay? This is what we call 5 factorial. Okay? And what factorial means is that I'm going to have 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. That's what it is. So what do you think 6 factorial is going to be? Well, 6 factorial, this exclamation point just is going to be 6 times 5 times 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. Okay, now you can use your calculator to figure this one out. This is going to give me 720. Okay, so you can do this with many different ways. I will tell you right now that one of your questions for your quiz will be something about a factorial. It probably will not be this question, but you will be something with factorials. I will probably tell you what is 4 factorial, and you need to figure out what that is. And you're using your calculator. Now, in your calculator, there is a factorial sign. I'll show you what it is on Monday, but for right now, just go ahead and use your calculator. It's not that bad to just write it by hand. But there is an exclamation point. If you know how to use the exclamation point, go ahead and use it. Okay. Now that's what that one is. Now for this one, your friend has 4 kittens, okay? And you want to choose 2 kittens at random. How many ways can you choose 2 kittens from 4? So we have 4 different kittens. So let me write down all these kittens. Clearly, I do not know how to draw. Okay, so I have my cute kittens. Sorry, I'm spending a lot of time on this. Yes. Okay, that one looks kind of weird. Okay, so here are my kittens. Okay, they're not the best, but whatever. Okay, so here are my 4 kittens, and what I want to choose 2 kittens at random. So how many ways can I choose 2 kittens from the 4? Okay, well, there's many ways that I can do that. I can either choose these 2 kittens. So I can choose these 2. Or maybe I can choose these 2. Or maybe I can choose these 2. Okay, so I can choose that. I can choose either these two, or these 2. Now, there's other ways I can do it, right? Because I don't need to necessarily do these 2. I can probably do the first one and the middle one, or the first one and the last one. Okay, I could also do this one and the last one, okay, and so on and so forth, okay. I think that should be it. And if I think about it, this is going to be 1, this is 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's 6 different ways. Now, let's say we had 10 kittens and I wanted to choose 2. Well, what you don't want to do is you don't want to go ahead and write all of this down, okay, and draw a whole bunch of kittens, right? What you want to do is like think about, okay, is there something more strategic? And that's what we're going to call the binomial coefficient, okay? Okay, so the binomial coefficient. What this is, this tells me that if I want to figure out from n items choosing x things, okay, there is a formula. And the formula is n factorial divided by x factorial times n minus x factorial. Okay, so n here, n is the number of items. Okay, x here is the number of kittens. Okay, so now what you want to do, you're going to go ahead and put n here. So n is going to be 4, okay, divided by 2 factorial, 4 minus 2 factorial. So this 4 is just going to be 4 times 3 times 2 times 1. 2 factorial is going to be 2 times 1. This is going to give me a 2. 2 factorial is going to give me a 2 times 1. Notice 2 times 1 can cancel out. The top one's going to give me a 12 divided by 2, which gives me 6. Ta-da! Okay, so there's 6 different ways. So in this video, in the quiz, what I want you to do, I want you to write this down. Okay, binomial coefficient, because I will ask, what is the binomial coefficient? So if you watch the video, you'll know what it is. All you got to do is write down the formula. I won't tell you to put this down, but at least you know the formula, and you can go ahead and just put it on the on the quiz. Okay, that's it for this one. If you didn't get quite factorials very well, don't worry, we will review them again. But yeah, just make sure that you really know the probability portion and at least know what a regular factorial basically is. Okay.